Welcome to Flyover News from sunny, hot, southeastern Oklahoma. Yeah, we are in the middle of a heat wave. 100 degrees every day, 112 feels like, or 111 feels like. So we've got some guys putting guttering on the house today, replacing old and putting more downspouts and all that. It's quite a chore. In the meantime, I'm out here in the shop, so I need to know how many empty containers, plastic containers, does one ranch need? Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I'm emptying out this spot here so I can utilize it better. So every one of these up here is empty. And that's not all that I've got. I've got some more down in here. I just don't know, me and my wife, I can't throw those things away, but I don't ever use them. I just accumulate them. So I'm gonna move them someplace else. I ought to go put them in the barn and back, is where I ought to put them, because I'm not ever going to use them. That's the right place. Go put them in the barn, and then they'd be out of the way. Now we'll go the other way. Okay, this is the barn. This is the old horse barn, complete with stalls for horses, a spot for feeding cows, and a hayloft upstairs when they used to use square bales. Out back, we can stack round bales in there. We use it, we let the cows in when it's super cold during the winter. And so this barn is essentially empty except for flies and critters. We sweep it out now and then, but you can tell it has its share of critters. So we're gonna stack these back here. I'm gonna stack them right there. Janice is not gonna be happy, but that's where we're gonna stack. Janice says we have to count these. She's convinced that they won't be here, that the varmints, raccoons, etc. they're empty containers. They're gonna run off with them because raccoons love empty containers, I guess. I don't know, so I gotta count them. Big ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see what that one's been used for. Yeah, it's a nice target when you sit out in pasture. 7 big ones, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 of the not big ones. 16 and 7. You remember that? It'll be on the video, okay? There we go. We got those in here. So we used to have 3 barn cats that lived out here. They were feral barn cats, and they, the goal was, or the intent was, they would keep everything out of here. And 2 of them died. One of them died in kitten birth, and the other one ran off. We never saw it again. It didn't stay very long. But we have the 3rd one. The 3rd one is named Bonnie Lou, even though it's a male. And he doesn't come in the barn anymore. You can't ever get him to come in the barn. He hangs around the house, under the carport, wherever, out back behind the runaround where the cows would hang out. He just doesn't like the barn anymore. I guess he has some bad memories from the barn. But anyway, this is the barn, and I should use it more for different stuff because I don't use it for anything, but I should because it's still a good barn. It's still, keeps stuff dry and works good. Okay, driving into town, Tractor Supply, my favorite store in the whole world. So I've got to get some more pegs for the pegboard. And Janice wants me to buy the biggest fan that they have to put in the shop, but I don't know that I'm gonna spend quite that much money on a fan. And a couple of other odds and ends, see if I can organize the workbench a little bit better. It started off mostly empty. Well, it was empty when we got the place back. And we had it rented out for a few years. And anyway, we got it back and started coming down here all the time. But I've got to do I'm rambling, I know. But I've got to do some work in there because, we just collect things and it gets fuller and fuller until it's not usable hardly. So, off the Tractor Supply. going through town. We're outside of town. Of course, town's little, so it doesn't. You only got about 3 or 4 blocks to go through, and then you're at the main park, one of the main parks. Yeah, so it's been record heat. They say that if it does what they think it's going to, it'll be the hottest July on record, even hotter than 2011, which was hot. Don't know what August is going to do. The main thing, it hasn't rained in about 6 weeks or 7 weeks now. Everything is as dry as any place I've ever seen. It's just, it's crazy dry, and you can't hardly keep grass or anything growing. So we're doing some watering, but it's pretty tough. There's the store, Tractor Supply. I love you, Tractor Supply. Toby Keith loves his bar. I love Tractor Supply. Take one of these. I can do a shopping spree at Tractor Supply really well, really easily. I have to pace myself in this place. All right, this fan is what I came for. Janice said she wanted one. It's not their very biggest, but it's their next to the biggest. And Tractor Supply fan, 36 inches, I think is what it is. It'll move, I hope, a lot of air. I got to figure out how to make it a little hotter during the winter, but that's probably not going to happen. They got a good cut. What they're saying, whatever, for us too, nobody's going to get 2 cuts this year unless we get some rain. They got 1 good cut, and it's not going to happen again this year unless it rains. They got a lot of hay out there though. Okay, county line. Yeah, it's big. So I walk up to it. Right there, where my belt is. Right where my belt is, where my phone holder is. So yeah, it's a good size. Moves a lot of air. 2-speed, variable speed, and Janice wanted it, so I wasn't going to complain about that. But anyway, I got some work to do here, so I get this all cleaned up. All right, little toolbox full of screws, different sizes. I'll slide them under there. My goal is to make counter space so I can have a little more room. Okay, I'm making progress. I got about half of this cabinet, this workbench, actually back to a workbench that you can work off of instead of just a shelf. It was just one big shelf. I'm populating things down lower in it. You know, like I say, you start off, it's a workbench, it's empty, you don't have a lot of stuff in it, you throw things up, you just throw things on it, and you throw things on it, and next thing you know, you have no shelf space on top to work on anything. So now, I gotta clean this part off down here. That's all where my paints and stuff, that's all chemicals. I'll move the chemicals down here. It's probably good to have the chemicals down by the ground anyway. If you're in a restaurant, you for sure would want it that way. And then this is all chainsaw stuff and concrete stuff. So I'll probably rework that a little bit, but so far so good. Just a little, it's an all-day project moving things, and hopefully I'll remember where I put them. Because generally, you know, I put stuff someplace one time and I remember where it's at, and the next time if I move it when I organize, I can't ever find it again. That's kind of my nature. So hopefully I'm doing all this, I'm able to find stuff. So I've got this plywood over all these windows in here, and you know, I can open them up if I want to. It's just latched right here. I can open it up hinged on that side and make it fresh air or look outside. But I just keep it covered most of the time. It's got windows on every wall. You know, two, one over there. I don't want to tempt people. So if you, from the outside, it looks like those windows are just plywooded over, and as far as anyone knows, they're nailed up there nice and tight. It works great, great. It really circulates air in the shop, even with this door closed behind me. It's got a switch right there. It's got 2-speed, high, low, and off. I like this thing really well. Turn it on. It's ready to rock. A little noisy, but I don't mind. It moves a lot of air. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Probably not. Okay, so we're going to the K&J dump. We've got a dump back here for trash and things that won't burn. So after I clean the shop out, we've got a bunch of junk. So we've loaded up the back of the Ranger, and you can see it back there. We'll come dump it in the K&J dump. Someone dug a deep, deep hole here years ago. It's been here many, many, many years, and we use it as a dump, as the people before us. Okay, we've backed up here close. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Janice is on the other side. There it goes, into the K&J dump. So I've got this new Ranger. I have got to work on this. That piece of metal catches on that piece of metal. It's supposed to be tight, but it's too tight. That's what that click was, but I'll get it. Okay, that's done. K&J dumping landfill. Every now and then I get the tractor and I try to kind of push it a little ways away from the edge where we dump stuff, but it's doing good. Hot again. It's like over 100 degrees, about 112 heat index. Dry, no rain. No rain in the forecast. It could go, who knows how long. We're back. We're in the runaround where we used to have horses. So we'll get this limb down. It's not broken anything, but I gotta get the saw and cut it off. I guess there's a tree that was growing right there. I didn't even realize that limb's broke right there. So we'll get the little trusty chainsaw and whack it off and have a fire with it. Okay, I'm all done. It hadn't looked like that in years and years and years. And it's been hard work, it's been all day. Some of this, that needs to stay up here because it's too big to really go on the shelf without turning sideways. I don't want to empty it accidentally. Propane tank, that'll stay up here. That's for burning stuff, chainsaws. But yeah, it looks great, and it will look like that until I do one project, I imagine, then I will have it all destroyed again. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best to keep it clean and looking sharp.